What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Gear Garden. This week we are going over my updated pack loadout. Okay, so the first thing I want to get into is this really dope shelter that Gossamer Gear sent me. It is the One. This is the shelter that I will be taking on primarily most of my trips this year. While my shelters do change, I do use either this, I have a Durston X-Mid, my Big Agnes, I have, Nemo, but this is the one I'm currently sticking with. It's 17.7 ounces for just the tent body, not including the stakes and the trekking poles, obviously, but that cuts my weight significantly down. So I love how small it fits in my pack. So I'll be sticking to the same pack that I got from Gossamer Gear, the G420 frameless pack. Pack is super light. I love the big mesh pocket in front. I stuff so much stuff in here, especially food, jackets. I keep a lot of stuff in here. It's super convenient for drying off gear when you're walking too. This is another piece of gear that I switched over to. It's the Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite NXT. This thing only weighs 16 ounces. And again, it packs up so small. Super easy to roll up. I used to use the Big Agnes Repeat SL. Love that pad. It's super thick. I like that it's kind of like, divoted in the middle, but I love the weight savings on this, and I sleep just as comfortably on this pad as well. And it's got a higher R value of like 4.5, and I noticed it's got consistent warmth across the whole thing, where I found that my Repeat kind of is a little bit of a cold sleeper in certain spots. So I'm a big fan of this. Next, I have my classic Hilltop pack Gear Garden bag that they sent me as well. Love this thing. I usually keep food in here. I have another one that I use for the stuff that's primarily in here, but I don't have any food right now, so I just use this cool one because I like it better, because they sent it to me and it's dope. Inside here, I have my Sea to Summit Eros Premium Deluxe pillow. This thing is massive. I think it has like a 5-inch height on it, and it's got some divots in it, and for me, I'm a side sleeper, so it's really important that when I lay, I'm not cricking my neck too much, like with my Nemo pillow I had. Super cool, fluffy cushion on it, but it just wasn't high enough for me to get sleep without having a crick in my neck, so this is a big win for me. Another awesome piece of gear that I was sent from the company Pillow Strap. Those people are awesome. They believe in the channel, and I believe in the product. This thing is a perfect little pillowcase. I think it weighs a couple of ounces, slides right over your pillow. They make many different colors and sizes. I love green, so I opted for a green one. And this thing just makes sleeping a lot more comfy. Even though the Sea to Summit pillow has a nice fluffy layer to it, this just adds a little extra comfort. And my pillow is not sliding. Last thing I keep in my Hilltop packs is my favorite pot setup that I have here. I used to use the Toke 750. I still use that pot, but I prefer this one because it's bigger and it doesn't take up much room. This is an 1100 milliliter Soto pot. Shout out to Soto, they gave me a fat discount on this pot too. I love that this pot has grippy big handles that don't weigh a lot, so it's not gonna tip my pot when it's on the stove. Primarily, I'm either using this Pocket Rocket Deluxe or the Soto Amicus stove. Both are great. The difference being this one has 3 prongs, Soto has 4. Really just depends on preference. The Soto weighs a little less, but Pocket Rocket's always a classic go-to. I have my MSR spork in here, foldable. Only thing I don't like about this is, you probably can't tell, but it's completely stained from whatever I eat. Doesn't matter how much I wash it, but it's super light, folds in half. Keep it in here. Got my baby Bic lighter. And currently I have a big pot in here because last trip I used the big pot because there was a few people going, and it was just, I know I had more people to take care of as far as fuel goes, and the fact that it fits in here is really cool with everything in here. I want to stop this video real quick to shout out to the sponsors of this channel, Deliciotes and Flip Fuel. Use code GearGarden10, GearGarden 10 at deliciotes.com to get 10% off your order, and go to flipfuel.co and use code GearGarden20, GearGarden20 for 20% off your Flip Fuel. Okay, the next thing I want to get into is my poop kit. This bag was also sent to me by Space Bear Bags. It's obvious what it is because it's got little poop emojis all over it. I keep my trowel inside here. This one's nice. It's got a good serrated edge, so I can easily dig a hole and cut around. Got some toilet paper, and I have some hand sanitizer in here, you know, for after the deed. I have my black diamond headlamp. This is the Storm R500. This thing is so dope. It's got the dual projectors on here. It's got red, green, blue lights, strobe light. This thing projects lights so far at night, especially because I do a lot of nighttime backpacking, and this gets you through it. You don't even need more than one. If you have multiple people, this thing has enough light to cover the whole football field if you need to. I also keep this Hartford Gear Company Dyneema pouch in here for my wallet and keys. Shout out to her for sending me these. I also use this one, the bigger version. I keep my charging cables in here as well as my charge bank. That way everything is protected from water and weather and other elements. And these things are super tidy. They keep everything nice and dry. One of my other pieces of gear that I knowingly use all the time is my Flex Tail. I believe it's called the X2. It's this classic big orange one here. Comes with all the attachments. It also has a really handy night light, so I can put this on the top of my tent at night. I don't need a tent lantern. I don't need to use my headlamp. I can double this up as a lantern as well as a pump. And it only weighs like, I believe, 3 or 4 ounces in total. Next piece of gear in here, I keep one of these little cloths. I usually bring a bigger one as well to either wipe down my tent. The small one I primarily use to help clean out my cook pot, just because it's nice for when you're on the go. I don't like putting stuff back wet. So it's really beneficial to dry off your gear really fast with a microfiber towel. One of my favorite pieces of gear that I got is my Visp by Enlightened Equipment. This thing keeps you so dry and surprisingly warm. And the best part is it weighs like 5.5 ounces. So I just keep this in my pack. It doesn't leave unless I'm using it when it's raining, but it's so light, it makes no difference. It's got this really awesome head strap where you can tighten the hood on your head. It's got a visor. It's got pit zips. It's got the Velcro, which I'm a bigger fan of than the elastic because I feel like elastic over time is just going to stretch and stay big, whereas this, I can control how tight or loose I want this around my wrists, which I feel like is a big win for me. I love these so much. The Katadyn Be Free, and I pair it with my Canuck bottle. I keep 2 of these on me because not only can I just have 2 bottles at this point, but all of my water is going to be purified regardless of how I drink or what I drink from because of these. So I think they're like 26 bucks for if you just want to buy the top. The whole thing is about 45. Canuck bottles run about $10 to $14 depending on the width and size you get. So I think these compared to Sawyer, the Sawyer is awesome. I love that with the Canuck bag as well, but there's just something cool about knowing that I can just scoop my water, keep drinking, put it in my pack and move on. The last piece of gear in my pack is my quilt. This is my Enlightened Equipment quilt. It is a 10-degree long and wide quilt. It's in my favorite color, green. This thing keeps me super warm as well. It's down. I take really good care of it. It has the straps on it. This is the Revelation, I believe. So it's got this nice zipper foot box that I can either keep shut, or in the summertime or when it's warmer out, I can unzip, uncinch, use it as a blanket so I have the option to keep my feet out, stay warmer, cooler, whatever I want. You know, that's what's cool about the quilt. It's so versatile. Packs down in my pack as a nice base layer, and I love it so much. Okay guys, that's my pack loadout for the season that's coming up. We got a lot of big trips coming. We're going out to the Hoover Wilderness for 5 days. That's the biggest trip we have. I'm really excited for that. We have a ton of other trips built up to that, but that's the one I'm so excited for. This is what I'm going to be taking on that trip and the many trips before. As I said before, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me what gear you like, tell me what gear you don't like, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.